You serious?
Hello and welcome to another episode of How to Kill an Hour, the show where I'm Marcus Bronzy.
And I'm Sean.
And we have a little bit of fun, man. Tell some jokes, tell each other some facts, tell each other some even worse jokes. Sometimes you guys get involved, man. We just have a little bit of fun, man. It's a little bit of a refuge every single week for you, man. Shout out to those who've been reaching out to us, saying that they like what we're doing, what we're putting out there, man. We will continue to do so. It's fair to say, Sean, even if people didn't like it, we'd probably still be doing it anyway, innit?
Yeah.
So it makes no difference. We're going to be here either way. Right, so, Sean, let's jump straight into it. First part of the week is where we do our jokes
Of the week.
And if this is your first time listening, we now have two versions of that jingle, and Sean loves it when we press them again and again. So that was like the old dry one. The new one is
Of the week.
you prefer that one, innit?
Yeah. Where did you get the bit where I
Of
liked when you
the
press
week.
where you like press them a lot? When did you win?
That's my favourite one.
I'm just
so
surprised I haven't heard the flipping crime tune. Ah, there we go.
What was that, Sean?
On cue.
What was that, bro? Sorry, we're getting carried away. If this is your first time listening to the show, you probably have no idea what's going on. We'll discuss that with you another time. But yeah, it's time for our jokes of the week. Sean, do you want to take it away this
I'm
week?
going to start because I'm going to start with a really terrible one.
Go for it.
Okay. You might have heard this before, but I'm doing it anyway. Right. What's the difference between a microwave and anal sex?
I don't know. What's the difference between a microwave and anal sex?
Only one will brown your meat.
Oh.
Sorry. It's grim. I told you it was grim.
That's disgusting.
It is.
It's disgusting. All right, cool. Right, so I've got one for you. It's a twist on a classic. I hope you like it, Sean.
Okay.
This one is called The Soap Dispensing Priest. Two priests are off to the showers late one night. They undress and step into the showers before they realise there's no soap. Father John says, "I've got soap in my room," so he goes to get it. Not bothering to dress, he grabs 2 bars of soap, one in each hand, and heads back to the showers. He's halfway down the hall when he sees 3 nuns heading his way. Having no place to hide, he stands against the wall and freezes like a statue. The nuns stop and comment on how lifelike he looks. The first nun suddenly reaches out and pulls on his manhood. Startled, he drops 1 bar of soap. "Oh, look," says the first nun, "it's a soap dispenser." To test her theory, the second one pulls on his manhood as well. Sure enough, he drops a 2nd bar of soap. Now the third nun decides to have a go. She pulls once, and then twice, and then 3 times, but nothing happens. So she gives it several more tugs and then yells, "Oh my, hand lotion too."
I could see it. I could see it coming.
Oh, sorry, bro. Are your headphones a bit loud? You winced at this. No. Screaming into it.
No, not even.
Cool. You know what? There's sometimes, though, there's joy in a joke where you know what's coming in it. You get me?
It's like that thing in the movies they do where you're supposed to get it, but you feel good because you're like, no, I saw that coming.
Yeah.
Can't remember the name for it, but that's the thing. All right.
Yeah, man. Well, you're supposed to get it.
Yeah, you're
But
supposed
you
to
get
get
it.
it. And you,
get
and you feel good about it.
Yeah,
You get
you
like a
feel
little
good when you
dopamine
get
hit,
it.
innit?
Yeah. Nothing better than when you're supposed to get it and you get it. Innit?
Pause.
Or even when you think you're not supposed to get it, and then you get it.
Oh,
That's a result. That's a good day at the races. That is, man. Trust me. Bad day though is if you really think you're going to get nothing at all.
Nada.
Then
Nada.
Get nothing at all.
Right. This is a recycled one. I'm sorry.
What are you sorry for, bro?
Also, I just realised that was actually a pun that I just did there. It wasn't intended. Why does Dr. Pepper come in a can?
I don't know. Why does Dr. Pepper come in a can?
Because his wife died. Recycled. There you go. That's what I said.
Hey,
It wasn't. There was no pun intended in that one.
Okay.
I promise you.
But there was a can intended. Okay. Silly Sally. This is another. To be
Sally.
fair, this is a recycle as well, basically. Silly Sally walks into an electric shop and points to the seller and says, "How much does that TV over there cost?" The seller says, "Sorry, I'm not selling anything to you, Sally. Please leave." Sally storms out, but is determined to get this fantastic TV. Sally storms out, but is determined to buy this TV. So they head to the local beauty salon to get their hair dyed. They buy some different clothes and some big sunglasses and stroll back into the shop. "How much is that?" The seller says, sorry, I'm not selling anything to you, please. Sally, can you just leave? Sally storms out even angrier than the first time, and after an hour comes back wearing a mask and a voice changer. How much is that TV? They say. The shop owner sighs and says, for the last time, I'm not selling you anything. Please, can you leave? Sally at this point is fuming, whips off the mask and says, how the hell did you know it was me? And why won't you sell me this great TV? The shop owner says, Sally, it's a microwave.
The whole time I was like, why is he not commission, bro? You're not going to sell it.
Like bad salesman.
Hey, look,
Bad salesman, yeah, man.
She wants a TV. Give
Yeah,
the woman a
yeah,
TV, even if it's a microwave.
Yeah, well, it's just Sally, Sean. It could be a man or a woman. Who knows?
Oh, it is. Oh,
I said
sorry.
they. Yeah, there you go. Let's not
sorry.
be presumptuous now, bruv.
My days.
We've got new sound effects on this wall. We might find an appropriate one to shame you so you never do it again. Let's see.
What is? I was about to say, what does being cancelled sound like?
What does it sound like? Also, a record scratch or a tight fart. Could be both, innit?
It's a record scratch.
Or a balloon being held by its neck. All right, sorry.
I did hear on related to that. I think it was the beginning of. I think it's NCIS or something.
Yeah.
There's like a bong at the middle of at the beginning of it, and then they explained all of the sound effects that went into this one noise. It's like a gavel. There's like 500 monks walking across some bamboo. There's like all these sound effects for this one like. Boom.
Wow. Do you know what, Sean? That's the sort of stuff that I really would enjoy, but I wouldn't like bring to a party or a conversation because I'd be afraid someone's going to tell
do you know what
me
it
I'm a
was?
nerd.
You know what it is?
Yeah.
It's literally Buzz Killington. Did you know? Now that I've got you,
that's the sort of
let's
thing-
revisit the introduction of the Doily Opera Company. Do you know how cornmeal was invented? And then Peter just goes,
Someone might hear this and I don't care if they hear it. Someone this week when I was somewhere said, I had to be so generic. Somewhere someone, did you know that Technicolor closed down this week? And other people went, oh no, do you work for them? No, I just read it.
Oh, I know your
What a
audience,
random
G.
fact, yeah,
No,
man.
no, let's put it out there. That fact in a specific audience, absolutely bang. Very specific audience.
I think I probably cared the most about it because I'm like, I'm in media. I get it. This may have an impact. I might even know people that one of the 400, 500 people that got fired, but this is not something you bring to a room. You get me?
Yeah, it's very,
Yeah.
Especially don't. If it was like somehow related,
Yeah.
sure,
Yeah.
like drop it.
Yeah.
But I don't think off the back of nothing, just be like,
Yeah.
oh, I've got this fact for you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Mum, did you know that the new Sniper Elite game is fantastic multiplayer? I've got to say, but there was a bit of an issue that I think they're updating to do with the kill cams, but we're getting more of them. And I think it's if you don't look through the sniper, if you don't look down there, what's it called again, Sean? The thing.
Scope.
If you don't look down the scope while the other person shoots, you both actually can see a bullet time. Yes. Okay, Marcus.
I'm imagining saying this to my mum. She'd
I
just turn
asked
around and
you-
be like, nah, you're cracking up, mate.
I think Mum would be like, yeah. What I asked is, do you want some extra rice with your dinner tonight?
You are
or
my
not?
son, but you're a weird son.
Yeah.
go and do better.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, just do better.
And the other version of that is someone trying to talk like that at a party. Hey, come back! I'm not finished talking to you. Come back! Wait, I'm not.
You just start with, did you know? And then everyone's just like cockroaches.
Yeah.
You're like,
Oh,
anyone?
man.
Oh.
Anyone?
Oh.
Anyone?
Anyone?
Oh man! And if you can't find that person at the party,
You're
that person.
We had literally had this conversation the other day, right?
Yeah.
If you're in a group of more than about, I would say if you're in a group of more than about 5.
Yeah.
No, maybe 5 is a little bit too much of a small number. Maybe we'll say 8 and above.
Yeah.
A random setting. If there isn't that one person in a group where you think, oh, they're odd.
Yeah.
They're like proper odd. Not just odd in a good way, but just odd. You need to turn and have a long look at yourself because it might be you.
And when Sean says might,
It's probably you.
it's definitely you. Anyway, sorry. We got jokes, man. We got jokes.
We'll digress. Okay. I think it's you.
Is it? Okay, cool. This one's called Black Panties. Anna had lost her husband 4 years ago, and her daughter kept on telling her that she should get into the dating world. Finally, Anna said, you know what? She'll go out, but she didn't know anyone or where to start. So her daughter immediately replied, I've got someone for you to meet. Go out for a date. And do you know what? Her mum went and it was an immediate hit. They took to one another, and after dating for 6 weeks, he asked her to join him for a weekend in Spain. You know what I mean? On their first night there, she undressed as he did, and she stood there nude except for a pair of black lacy panties, and he was in his birthday suit. Looking over at her, he said, "Why the black panties?" She replied, "My boobs you can fondle. My body is yours to explore. But down there, I'm still mourning." The man sighed and knew he wasn't getting lucky that night, but respected her wishes. The following night was the same. She stood there wearing black lacy panties. This time he was in his birthday suit, but he was wearing a black condom. She looked at him and said, "What's with the black condom?" He replied, "I want to offer my deepest condolences."
Ah, damn it! I didn't see it coming. I didn't.
Shucks. Nice.
Okay, short one.
And she looked at him and was like, "Deepest."
Oh, dread.
Yeah, sorry.
How do you make a hormone?
I don't know. How do you make a hormone?
Don't pay her. Didn't even get a laugh, just got a really screwed up face. Sorry.
This will hurt you even more.
All right.
Me. Can I have a turn in the hedge now? Please, please, please. Hedgehog. No. It's so funny.
It's so no, I like it.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Okay. Did you hear about the dyslexic agnostic insomniac?
No, I didn't hear about the dyslexic agnostic insomniac.
He stayed up all night contemplating the existence of dog.
Damn it! That's good. I like that. A photographer is exploring Wall Street. He pops in quickly to a public toilet. When he opens the toilet stall door, he sees one of the richest lawyers in the city rigorously pleasuring himself. Instinctively, just as the lawyer orgasms, the photographer snaps a picture and the lawyer screams, No, please, I don't normally do this. Don't show your photo to anyone. I'll give you $1 million if you give me the camera right now. The photographer thinks for a moment and goes, sure. The lawyer transfers the money immediately, takes the camera and deletes the image. After heading back to his office, he figures he now owns a high-end professional camera, so he might as well put it to use. On a trip to London, the lawyer is taking photos of Westminster Abbey, Big Ben and the London Eye with his new camera from an infamous black taxi. The driver says, "Hey, that's a nifty-looking camera there. How much that cost ya?" $1 million, sighs the lawyer. $1 million, says the driver. Whoever sold you that must have seen you coming.
It's a good one. Righty, all right, okay. A professor of autopsies walks into his classroom filled with 100 students and a corpse fresh from the morgue. Professor says in order to perform autopsies, a doctor must have 2 very essential skills. The first is an iron stomach. At this, he sticks his finger up the corpse's anus, pulls it out, and sticks his finger in his mouth and sucks on it. Now, I want all of you to come up here and do the same. If you can't, you will never make it into the autopsy field. One by one, all the students come up and stick their fingers in the corpse's anus and then suck on their fingers. The second skill that is crucial for performing autopsies is a meticulous attention to detail. For instance, how many of you students notice that I stuck my pointer finger in the corpse's anus but sucked on my middle finger?
Oh, that is I like that one. That's rough. I'm all out of jokes for the week, Sean. I'm all out of jokes. Have you got any more you want to bring to the table? I believe we do have another feature that we wanted to bring to the table.
Let's jump onto the feature.
Shall we jump onto the feature? Look, while Sean lines it up, there was a joke that went down really, really well about a funeral. It was one of our most punderful bits ever. And it's not going to go anywhere. But Sean and I love a pun. And better than a pun, Sean, is a pun on a pun on a pun on a pun on a pun. Innit?
A bunch of puns.
A bunch of puns. What do you call a bunch of puns?
That's a very good question.
A flock of... Oof. Maybe that
If
could be
there
one
isn't,
of our words of the week.
we need to create one.
Ooh. I like a bunch of puns, but like because it's quite nice, like a bunch. I don't know what I don't. There is no.
There is no term for the collection of puns.
Yeah, rolling together. Yeah, a flock of puns.
Come on, yeah, we'll come up with one. Come up with one.
There is some. What is it like? There's like a murder of crows. I love that one.
Yeah. There's some proper random ones.
Yeah.
Like,
Right, cool.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
we have to make a super random one up for
Yeah.
puns.
A ripper of puns. There you go. All right, cool.
Okay, so this one is this one's for all my Southeast Asian brothers and sisters, and the beginning of the joke starts like this: Today, I met Bruce Lee's vegetarian brother, Broccoli. I met a few of his cousins too. The one who can't take a joke, seriously. Come on, get involved.
What about the one that's always there last minute? Suddenly.
The one who doesn't understand metaphors, literally.
The one who is always throwing shade, sarcastically.
The one who is so sure of himself, definitely.
The one you can always predict, usually.
The one who's always smiling, happily.
The one who isn't, sadly.
The one in disgrace, shamefully.
The one who isn't very good looking, ugly.
And the one who likes perfection. He is called Exactly.
In short, Sean, we met the whole family. Oh man, I like the fact that we both laughed repeatedly. We missed out though. There was usually, there should have been the one who you can't predict unusually. There we go, the one that's a bit weird. You know what I mean?
Well, I think that we've left space for others to add to it.
Obviously.
Kiara.
Oh,
And that was our Bruce Lee
Puns of the week.
puns of the week.
Of the week.
All right, Sean, I've got two wacky motivational quotes for you, yeah?
Okay.
Okay, two wacky motivational quotes. You think Itsy Bitsy Spider gave a flip about the rain? No, it climbed up that spout again. Lock in.
Fucking brilliant. I want to see like the army or something, and everyone's like, huh?
Lock in, soldier. You can see like a drill sergeant said out the side of his mouth. You think it's a word say spider?
Just like there in it, like
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
it there, and someone's like,
Sir, yes, sir. Right, here's it. All right, here's actually this is a different one. A wise man once said, "It is only when a mosquito lands on your testicles that you realize there is always a way to solve problems without using violence."
I'm still trying to figure out the motivation part in that, but
Just people that are violent say that sometimes violence is not key when your balls are at stake. I believe that is true. There we go. And those are my motivational quotes of the week.
right. I will second that with something as weird. So this is three fictional. I'll go and do this. Three fictional characters. How am I going to do this? Three fictional characters, real names. How's that?
Yeah.
Does that work?
Yeah.
Right.
In third place.
In third place. Can I see if you can guess these?
Yeah, go on.
All right. In third place, we have the rich Monopoly guy.
Oh, no.
What is the rich Monopoly guy's real name?
Is it Mr. Monopoly? Or Monopoly? That would be great. If it's like, yeah, you're right, Mon.
It could be like because he's got like a monocle.
Yeah, monoglass. Monocle poly.
It's
That's what I'm gonna
not,
call
but I
him.
like where you're going with it though. It's like you've gone common sense. I like that.
But absolutely wrong in the
Yeah, but it doesn't matter though.
You're
I
like,
still appreciate it.
Fantastic,
Oh,
mate.
well done.
Wrong.
Shocking. No, it's one of them ones like you either know it, you don't.
Okay.
First name, Milburn.
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 Wait, that's a money name.
You must be the Monopoly.
Yeah, you must be. Don't pass go.
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
I'll be honest. That sounds like a rich name.
Okay. First name Milburn. Second name.
Oh, there's two.
Second name. It's got a. It's got to do with money. If you don't know it, it's gonna be
Dollarington. Pound.
Oh my
Pound. Sterling. That's a rich name,
Actually,
innit? Sterling.
I'm not gonna lie. Milburn Sterling would have been a good name.
Yeah.
I like it.
Am I right?
No, it's not that. It's not that.
Okay.
If you actually got it, I would have been super gassed. Like, don't get too excited. So his name is Milburn Pennybags, which sounds rich, like a rich, affluent name, right? High class name. But when you come to think of it, you're like, why you got notes in your bag, bro?
Do you know why, Sean? Do you know why that makes me think of money? Because that makes me think he's old money. Where if you go back far enough in his family tree, having bags of pennies, you were loaded.
True.
You were rich.
You
know, like when things were like sixpence. Wow, that's a lot of money. 6 pence. You get me? He was like, don't worry, I got a bag of pennies.
These are not pennies, though. These are gold pennies, right?
Do you know what I mean? This is when people had to bite it to make sure that it had gold in it. Do you know what I mean?
And they shave off like the side bit of the coin.
Yeah.
Do you know about that?
Yeah.
That's why they put them little ridges, because people afterwards the coin was like that big, and
You get a coin that was, why is my coin tiny? Don't worry, bro, it's a pound. Yeah. Yeah, man. So that he's on some Scrooge McDuck stuff.
Exactly that. That's what came to my head.
There
So
you go.
Milburn Pennybags.
I like that name. That is very fitting. That way it makes sense.
Numero 2. Do you know the name for... Do you know the Cookie Monster's real name? And this was his name prior to eating his first cookie, because it all changed after that.
Oh no! So this sounds like a really sad story. Like this sounds like an addict, because he's an addict, isn't it? Really. He's struggling with addiction.
Oh, this is Jack. We now call him the heroin monster.
Yeah.
Oh, why is that? Because he's addicted to heroin. You're like, right, yeah. It wasn't like a play or like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
No,
this is Crack Jack. You know, Cracky Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Smacky Jackie. You know what I mean? He's Smacky Jackie out here. He used to just be Jack. Why is he Jack? Give him some smack, and you'll see why. So this is a bit. I'll be honest, a bit. I feel like there's the nefarious tones underneath this, but. So before he was, it's going to be like something like, you know, what's uncookie like? It was like biscuit crack.
No, I'm going to give you some clues here. So it's one word. He hasn't got a surname, or he doesn't tell us his surname. So just the first name.
Witness Protection Act.
Was, and it doesn't have anything to do with cookies.
Oh, so it's any name. Thanks.
Wait, now I'm going to make it easier.
Cool.
It's 3 letters long.
Dan.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Sorry.
It's not like a very common 3-letter.
Jim.
It's not Jim. Do you remember someone with a surname called Vicious?
Sid.
It is
Sid.
indeed.
It's his name's Sid.
Man like Sid.
Yeah, man.
It was like, hi, my name's Sid.
Yeah.
Like just, and then Sid just disappeared.
It's like, you imagine he's like,
shame.
I reckon, right, there's been Cookie Monster and Sid, yeah? You know like how there's like Gator, like when Will Ferrell and the other guys has Gator. Don't make Gator angry.
Oh.
Yeah. I reckon like he's been at a party. Before his final transition into Cookie Monster, he was at a party and someone was like, do you want a cup of tea? And he starts sweating and getting nervous. Like, you know what, I think I should go. No, stay for tea. We've got like, you know, stay for tea. And then someone has a coffee and then they go, we're going to whip out some biscuits. He starts sweating even more. Phew, it's just biscuits. It's okay. And they're like, we've got rich tea. It's cool. Got some bourbons. That's kind of close to a cookie. So he starts sweating a bit more. Jaffa cake. Phew, he's cool. That's a cake.
It's a cake.
And then someone whips out a classic.
It's a Maryland.
I was going to say that. Whips out some Maryland cookies and they hit the plate and he just has one and goes, oh, thank you. And has a little...
And the next thing you know,
It used to really upset me watching Cookie Monster.
he's been ostracized from society, lost his friends. You can't bring him to any more dinner parties.
His whole
He used to
identity.
love having Sid.
His whole identity is his addiction. That's horrible.
That is horrible, isn't it?
yeah.
That is absolutely shocking.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Poor
Honestly.
guy, man. But
See,
what
being named like there's
Yeah,
a
go
couple of things. Being named after your addiction,
Yeah.
shocking.
Yeah.
Being named after your disability,
Oh no.
Captain Hook, shocking. I'm just saying that is shocking.
It's
Isn't
very on the nose. It's like very primary school nickname, isn't it? That,
it?
innit?
Yeah. But to be but to be named after
It's a shame.
like if you were also a captain and then you had no leg
Yeah.
and they were like, oh yeah, we're gonna call him Captain Peg Leg. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, that's a bit.
That's not cool. Again, that sounds like something that at our school.
Yeah.
Right, Peggy McCoy. Yeah. Peggy McCrack. Why? He likes crack and he's got a peg leg. So what upset me the most about Cookie Monster?
Cookie Muncher.
Cookie Monster was and sorry, listen, if you still watch Sesame Street, please turn over or fast forward but for a minute, is that when he ate the cookies, I used to see them fall out the side of his mouth, and that greatly distressed me as wastage when I was young. I used to be like, he's not even eating them. He claims to like these cookies, but he's almost like you know how fitness influencers pretend they eat certain things, but some of them have been, this is true, admitted to being on Ozempic, or some of them will like pretend that they eat burgers and regular food, but they never eat that kind of stuff to lie. He's selling us a dream, because look, he's in quite a good shape for someone that only eats cookies.
So we were saying, as a young kid, you look at him and go, well, obviously, I should be able to eat cookies like all day, every day.
Yeah, man.
And I'll be in I live in a bin.
He's no big. No, that was the trash monster.
Oh, that was the other.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I haven't seen.
He was on
Sesame
hard
Street for a long
times.
time.
He was on hard. Yeah, he lived in a bin, bruv.
Was he in a worse state than Cookie Monster?
Oh, I don't know, because he ate scraps.
What was
Instead
his?
of-
What was he? What was his thing? Was he just not affluent?
He just lived in the bin.
So it was like, what's worse, being addicted to having a really bad addiction, or being super poor and technically kind of homeless?
yeah.
Sesame Street, real.
It's deep, isn't it?
Yeah, just.
And he would have had to
really-
eat the Cookie Monster's crumbs that fell out of his mouth that he didn't eat, innit, as well. So
Well, it would be the whole cookie, wouldn't it?
yeah. So maybe. Wait, Sesame Street was deep,
Deep.
Yeah. Cool.
One.
All
Right, we're going to move on to. We're going to move. No, that was the second one.
We'll get
All
there,
right, we're going to move on to the third one, which is
All right.
Barbie's real name. I didn't know. I thought it was just called Barbie. I didn't realize that she had like a legit. And I'm going to put it out there. She also has a middle name.
Oh man, if I get one name,
Okay, first name.
Barbara.
Okay, well done, sir.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't. I say well done. It wasn't that difficult, but still well done. Just saying. No, I don't want to gas you up. Do you know what I mean? You got Barbara from Barbie.
Barbie.
Like, do you know what I mean?
Barbara Dollar. Is that middle name? Dollar. Middle name. Dollar. Doll.
Interesting.
Dolly. Dollington. Barbara Dolly.
I like where your brain's going with this.
Barbara Dolly
Parton.
Parton. Yeah.
Imagine
Barbara
that was
Dolly Parton.
And that's 100% right.
Who makes? Sorry, I'm going to do a little bit of googling, but this isn't me googling the name.
Okay, what are you googling
Who
right now?
owns Barbie? Barbie Dollar Mattel, or Barbie Mattel? Is that her name?
Interesting. No, I really appreciate the journey that you've got to this name. It is just, however, not correct. If you, it was one of them things. If you didn't know it and you guessed it, I would be like, what? How did you manage that? So we're going to go with her middle name first, which is Millicent.
Millicent.
Millicent, because she's militant.
Militant. I actually know a Millicent.
Millicent.
Yeah.
Millicent.
I only know one Millicent, but I do
Millicent.
Millicent.
Yeah. That's a
Great
interesting name.
I love it, but I know as soon as I heard their name was Millicent, I was like, it's a lovely name that in my head. I didn't say it though, because I don't think you should always say that.
You know why it's an interesting name as well? Because I feel like it's all to do with values. Like Millie, short for million or something, and then cent, century, cent is another monetary value.
So really, the Monopoly guy should have been Millicent then.
He should have been.
Yeah, Mr. Millicent. There you go. You must be the Monopoly guy. But yeah.
And then, just to cap it off, her surname's kind of boring still.
Jones.
Oh, it's not. It's also like quite a Welsh name.
Glendued. That is. I'm sorry to my Welsh people. I tried to make it.
Not
Sorry.
that Welsh.
Cosgintar. Dewey?
No, it's like it could also be an English
Llandudno?
name. No, it could also
The
be
one
an
that
English
has
name.
the go in it. I
No,
could never say it. That's it.
It could also be an English name.
Gary.
It can be an English or a Welsh surname. I do think that it is potentially a Welsh surname, but it's also very English as well.
Khan.
No.
And look, again, I
Alright.
apologise to my
Alright.
Welsh people. I can guarantee at least 50% of those words were Welsh words miscorrectly pronounced. The other 50% were just made.
Miscorrectly.
Yeah.
That's also a new word that you just invented. Let's go with that. Miscorrectly pronounced Welsh words of the week.
Coskintar.
I'll put you out of your misery.
Yakastar.
I'm going to put you
Yeah.
out of your misery. It's Roberts.
Oh, right, yeah.
I
Why
think,
is that so Welsh? Roberts.
I just think that I felt like I've known a couple of Welsh people with the surname Roberts. I could have been
So,
maybe I
that's
threw you
like a-
off the scent.
I mean, look, you've torn into my lack of quality of use of the English language. You've met a couple people called Roberts. So you've said,
No.
now in your head, you're like, Welsh name that.
I've met a couple of Welsh people with the surname Roberts. Here
That's
we go.
kind of
Here we
that's
go.
exactly what I
Shut your
that's
mouth for a
exactly what I
second,
said.
bruh.
You just said it, but you went, nah, nah.
Listen, Roberts
Yeah.
is considered a Welsh name originating from the given name Robert and is commonly found in Wales. Although it is also prevalent in England due to its shared linguistic roots with the region, essentially meaning son of Robert. And I'm not going to lie, when I was explaining it, I did kind of say that.
Roberts.
As in, I said, "Oh, it's quite prevalent." And I didn't use the word prevalent. I said, "There's a lot of English people called it as well."
What I find fascinating is, so you just covered both bases in case. What I want to know is, what did you Google?
Is Roberts a Welsh name?
So if I Google, is Roberts a Spanish name?
Go for it. Let's see what we get.
Is Roberts an English name? Roberts is a surname of English and Welsh origin.
Exactly. There you go. Yes.
Google Wise. But it's great that because you're called son of Robert, basically. It's literally you're saying he's Roberts or she's Roberts.
Yeah,
That's literally what it means.
We had a lot of I feel
Yeah.
like before we had more of those. We had things like
Johnson.
Smithson or
Smithson.
but then you had you had different things like Carpenter, like Carpenterson, you had, or things like that.
yeah.
Bakerson,
Cookie son. Smacky son.
Smackson.
Smackson.
Smackson, Mr. Crackson. Yeah, I feel like those are
That whole family of
not-
people that are hella slim but fight like.
yeah, I feel like not so prevalent anymore.
Mm.
The
Yeah, man.
it is me. It is I, son of Robert.
Which is like, yeah. I do kind of like that though.
Yeah,
I don't know why, it sounds
got
great,
some it's got some history. It feels like it's
yeah.
got some nostalgia about
Feels
it
like
somehow.
you can put a sword in the sky and lightning can hit it as you say that. It is I, son of Robert. Get me. Yakada. That was some Welsh. There you go.
Damn.
Yeah.
There you go.
I think that means
I think that
Good
means miss correctly or whatever you call it.
no, it means cheers.
Cheers.
I think. Can I Google that and then we'll move on?
Yeah, go on.
Cheers in Welsh. Oh fuck.
Was it not?
Not at all. Oh my gosh.
If anybody knows what the hell Mark has just said in Welsh or any other languages for that matter,
Good health. It means good health.
It
Come
means
on, that's
good health.
that's a toasty talk.
it is.
That's
It's,
toasty.
no,
Toasty.
how do you? That's not. Oh, it's a toast. It's a toast.
I'm sorry. I love Wales. I love Welsh. Shout out to all my. Listen, I've got some Celtic blood in me somewhere, man. So big up, man. I'm with you, bro. Respect.
I always get mixed up with the Celtic thing because I always, in my brain, Celtic is Scottish
So there's Celtic languages.
and Irish as well. There's also an Irish.
There is. So there's a connection between Irish, Welsh, and Cornish. There you go. And I think I might have some
Is that
Cornish
because
blood
they
in
are
me.
they're
Same,
connected
quite
by
close, isn't it?
they're connected by this in the same landmass.
Very close.
Very close.
Very close.
Okay.
So, islands in Ireland, but yeah. Apart from that, it's the same landmass. Fuck
Talking about Scotland and Wales,
We've
sorry.
outdone ourselves today. We've outdone ourselves today.
Isn't Ireland just a peninsula? Isn't there like a long bridge all the way from?
And to be fair, forget that bit of England in between Scotland and Wales. It's just they're the same, isn't it? Like same country, pretty much, isn't it? Like yeah.
Oh, it makes it even worse.
If you're
that I'm
driving
from
between them,
Ireland.
blink and you miss it.
Right, that is. I've managed
Ah.
to stretch out stretched that out way too long. Sorry.
All right, man. Right,
Sorry,
Sean. Before we get
sorry.
out of here,
Okay.
how have you been killing some time, brother?
Nothing overly. Wait, what? Yeah, nothing overly exciting this week.
All right, man.
Have you got something that you wanna share?
Shout out to the guys at Rebellion. You know the guys that made Sniper Elite
Yes.
Resistance. We spoke about it for a couple of episodes. They invited me to a first hands-on for press for a game called AtomFall. You heard about it?
I have not.
All right. Long story short, it is a post-apocalyptic, thrilling survival
Oh, okay.
story. So
Is it like an open world game or is it like a playthrough?
open world.
Oh, right.
So
okay.
it's like you wake up, your character has amnesia.
Do you have to do things like keep your water level topped up, keep your sleep topped up?
Perfect questions to ask.
All those kind of.
Perfect questions to ask. So I played for about an hour and 45 minutes. So they took us down. They did up this pub just north of Hampstead, where it was like done up in this post-apocalyptic kind of
sick.
setup. Set in the time of when this is, which is kind of, I think a nuke's gone off in earlier than the 60s, and you're now in the 60s. That's all I know, right? Because that's kind of dress code, that's kind of stuff. So there's like so we went to this pub. They were like people dressed up of the time and stuff. That was all cool, and like propaganda on the walls. But you in the game, you wake up, and that's a great question to ask. You wake up and you just basically roam around. And if you aren't a fan of these games, I'll try and keep it as introductory as possible. But Sean's played these games. If you are someone who's played these games, I won't try to label the points. But some of these games are super about the story and don't have much real survival stuff. And then there's other games where it's all about like topping up sleep.
Green Hell.
Yeah, Green Hell, topping up sleep.
That.
Topping up stuff.
Christ.
Yeah, or even a popular one that I'd say is in between, where it's like Fallout, where you have to make sure your radiation levels don't go too high or low. You need to make sure you look after your character's body. So when I played this, I would say straight off the bat, I did go in, and one of my favorite games of that post-apocalyptic era is probably going to rub people up the wrong way. Fallout 4. People say it isn't their favorite. It's my favorite. I clocked it. I did all the endings. Yeah.
Fallout 4.
Yeah. Clocked it, did all the endings. So I had to save it in strategic places to see every single outcome and play it. That's how into it I was. So I was like, okay, everyone's calling this kind of like a UK Fallout, yeah?
Okay.
But it's based in Cumbria.
Oh, right.
So you got like Cumbrian accents. So you wake up and you're in the UK. There's like phone boxes knocking around and stuff that you can use as like save points and give information. And everyone's like, are you friend or foe? Are you friend or foe? Because if you're not, yeah. Are we fighting? Are you asking? I'm asking. Well, we're fighting. No, that kind of stuff. So you wake up, walk around, and like and they put it on the second to hardest difficulty level. Is what was sick about it, right? So I didn't notice that my character needed water, but they did need a bit of food, but health was easy to lose and not easy to get. Like, people were very violent. And I went in, and I remember this. I told you this about the Indiana Jones game. I went in with the wrong pace. I went in loud. I went in fast. I went out trying to, can I just punch up, man, run up? But I died like 7 times in the first 10 minutes. Crap. Then I was like, hang on. You're going to have to be a little sneaky boy in this, yeah? Then I adjusted myself, and I realized when you start the game, you got no memory. You're timid as heck. You got to walk around talking to people. If someone doesn't like the look of you from afar, you got to back off. Bounce. You got to run. Okay. Everything's really sparse, so I'm counting bullets. I've got 6 rifle bullets. I've got 5 revolver bullets.
I'm going to put it out there, in a survival game, I think that is absolutely imperative.
Amazing.
If you just have a plentiful supply of all these things, it loses that. It loses the, like, when you shoot someone now, I'm like, I better get a headshot. I'm not just going to win. We'll go and get his bullet back.
yeah. That better go through and through, bruv. Give me a gunpowder as well.
Do you mind standing in a line so I can use one bullet?
Exactly.
That'd be
So
perfect.
So I played, so it's immersive. We played on PC. It's going to be out on Xbox. I believe it's going to be out on PlayStation as well. But it's definitely going to be on Xbox and Game Pass as well.
Remind me of the title. Atomic.
AtomFall.
AtomFall.
Yeah, it's coming out 7th of March.
Can I just ask, Fall or Fall? F-A-L-L?
F-A-L-L. Brand new. This is brand new IP. It's a brand new thing. Rebellion. I got to meet up with Ben from Rebellion, who I actually went out to E3 with a few years ago. Had a great time, but we don't talk about it on the podcast. But I met up with him. He told me that they've been working on the game for 6 or 7 years. Wow. I know this is the second time we've spoken about Rebellion. I just want to be clear, we're not getting paid for this or anything like that. I just love the fact that they're technically an indie, but they're such a big company that make these amazing games. So yeah, so yeah, Sean, sorry. I hope I've given you a little bit of a description, but like the aim of the game is to walk around and talk to people. So there's people that look radiated, they don't look quite right, and if you can talk to them, you have like 4 levels of conversation. So here's where it differs from the like of Fallout. So you can have like I think it's a trustworthy or an eager level of conversation, a suspicious level of conversation, dismissive, or an action. And you don't have to have like in Fallout, you need to have like charisma level 12 to get what you want out of somebody. Or they just don't talk to you. This, it's more like
your
be
choice.
Inquisitive, ask, don't ask, and you kind of need to
feel
ask
the
all the questions.
You kind of navigate through the conversation depending on if you're asking someone and they're like super loose-lipped, you're like, oh, okay, cool, I can just be. Whereas if someone's being like withholding information, maybe you have to like loosen them up a little bit.
Exactly.
Okay.
And at the start, when everyone's so violent towards you, when you find someone you can talk to, I'm getting everything out of them. Like there's this thing that they mention about people being able to hear what comes from the soil, and it gets mentioned a few times. I'm like, I need to know what this is, bruv. So yeah, you hear that stuff. It's very much choose your own adventure. So it's not like, again, some of these games have the illusion of open world, but force you in.
But there's like a specific path
that
you will find yourself on, even if you think that this is the path that you've chosen. This is the path.
Yeah.
But this is very much you, depending on your choices, it will alter how the direction the game goes.
Yeah. So you ask someone one thing, they'll probably put you in another direction. Where you talk to someone else, where you go in another direction. It feels like that. And I wouldn't do this in my main playthrough. There was a character who was like, I could have a nice story arc with them. I was like, what if I just punched them in the head? Punched them in the head, they tried to shoot me, I shot them and took their gun. That's it, that's done.
I'm guessing that story arc's
that story arc's closed. And I think one of the devs saw me do it, and I was like, so that there's no way that she comes back in there like, I think you closed the chapter on that bit. I was like, that's why I like these playthroughs, bro. I did it.
That's mad. I like that.
It looks Fallout-y. Does that make sense to you? So it's like gritty, first person. But you have such a small inventory on the level I played with. Maybe it's bigger when you play on an easier level, but it had me.
Do you think you can upgrade like your backpack later on or stuff like that?
There's got to be that. I upgraded my stealth because I needed to be stealthy. And also when you trade, there's this cool thing where it's like a scale. And when you want something, you have to put your stuff on it, and then it pushes your bit of the scale down. And then if you ask someone for something else, the scale will adjust accordingly. And you have to be really clever, like with what because some people find real value in some stuff that you try and offer to them, and they'll give you hardly anything for your big value thing. But if you don't offer them enough value, you might have something that's very valuable to you, but they've got loads of it, like arrows to someone who's got arrows, and they'll be like, I don't need no arrows. What are you doing that for? Yeah. And so I found myself when I was trading being really I love the fact that I was like, no, I want to keep this, or like, let me remember the way that drop thing is, so I can go back to get that if I need that at another point. Like I felt like my inventory was very small.
Yeah.
But I had enough in there to like do stuff. Another great game mechanic. If you point a gun at somebody, they back off. If you don't have bullets in it, they don't see that it hasn't got bullets in it. But if you keep pointing it at somebody and you don't do anything with your gun, they might slowly start to get around.
This guy's all talk.
Yeah, this guy's all. Yeah, so that was sick. So I remember pulling out a revolver and a man backed off like that. And I was like, yeah. And then took out an axe, slapped him with it. But
slapped him with an axe.
Slapped him with an axe, you know what I mean? It didn't end well. But yeah, it's great. There's also fauna out there, flora that I think is dangerous. I encountered some creatures as well that are a bit radiated and different, but the pace is slow. The pace is listen. The pace is, it's not jam the game and smash it. I've been promised that it's 15 hours playthrough normal, 20 hours completionist. Not completion, 20 hours if you want to get a bit more juice out of it. And if you're like 1 on 100 it's 40 hours of gameplay. So it's a proper solid game. It's out there, and that's what it is, man. Any questions, Sean?
No, but like, I'm not going to lie, 15 hours for that kind of game seems like a run through.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like you're going to be doing like the side quests and all that kind of stuff. Okay.
And I'd rather they talk like that than try and tell you it's a 60-hour game and then you play it and it just, you breeze through the main.
Can I ask, did you enjoy it? Okay, cool.
Do you want to know how I enjoyed it? Yeah, Nothing to do with gaming. I got there a little late, but I got my interview was amazing. Ben, whatever. Got into the gaming session, smelt lunch, was hungry. Just like, I'll get to that in a minute, mate, and just carried on playing for a bit. And then that's when I think I bookended by killing somebody that could help me, because I was like, if I don't do this now, something stupid, then I'll probably end up playing it for a while. But yeah, man.
Okay.
So yeah, food was there. Fish and chips, bruv. It wasn't anything. Some nice fresh fish and chips I could smell. And I played. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I think I'm slowly, as I'm getting a little bit older, don't get me wrong, I enjoy a fast-paced game. I enjoy a COD. I like going Nuketown, shooting places up. But I also like a well-written story.
Like you, I'm similar. Like I like a slower paced game sometimes where you don't feel that you like. There are times, especially when I play co-op games with others who are solid gamers, and I just feel like I'm missing everything because I'm just running past all these things. Like, you know what I mean?
There's a time and a place.
Yeah,
there's a time and a place for it. Like me and you, we'll jam FIFA, bust that up, we'll play Fight Night Undefeated. We'll play that. Or we'll play Sniper Elite, whatever. But this is I'd say, you ain't, I don't know, would I sit? I don't think I'd sit next to you. I think you play it in your own time. I'll play it in my own time.
It's a single player game, right?
Single player game, yeah. I didn't hear any talk about multiplayer. I didn't ask, I just presumed. But a game like that, I can't really see that happening. Had fun. I can only imagine they'll do add-ons and stuff. But when it comes out, I will take time to play it. Bit creepy though. I think,
is it?
Yeah,
Okay,
it feels has that creepiness to it. And yeah, I think the fact that you haven't got resources and stuff will probably make me feel a little bit nervous. But,
I'm guessing that the music's going to have some tension.
Yeah, it's got some good bits in it, man.
Moments.
Yeah. In fact, I got the screen record of my playthrough actually, so we'll throw a bit on the YouTube video if we can, and we'll put the interview up with Ben that I had from Rebellion at some point of the YouTube. I might let you have a look at this actually at some point before you bounce as well if you got time, and we'll go from there. But anyway, Sean, speaking of bounce, I looked at the time. We got a punishment to do, bruv. Better get out of here. I'm sorry. At How to Kill an Hour on all socials is where you can get us. Send your jokes at jokes@howtokillanhour.com. Send your jokes to jokes@howtokillanhour.com.
That's the one.
And yeah, man, AtomFall, check it out. March 7th. I'd like you to. Would you play it?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, let us know what you think of it. I mean, you might like it. You might not. Who knows? Yeah.
I think I'll like it. It seems like my kind of game.
Sweet, man. All right, cool.
Blestical peoples.
We're not waiting for the music to finish at all, are we?
No, we're not doing it.
Okay, cool. All right. Okay, we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.